There's a next level Excel move that feels like pure genius, yet almost no one talks about it. If you're still manually copying and cleaning data, you're wasting hours, maybe even days of your life. But what if I told you you could do it in seconds with a hidden feature that's part of Excel? In this video, I'll show you how to unlock this step by step. And by the end, you won't just save time, it'll feel like you've hacked Excel itself. Here's the situation. I've just been hired at a company that sells kitchenware. Our customers buy pots and pans, cutlery, and kitchen equipment like mixers. My new manager stops by and says, "We're meeting the CEO in an hour to review this year's sales. I need the year-to-date numbers cleaned up and summarized now." If I can't process the PDFs fast enough, he's not going to be happy. It's my first big task. Will I shine or will I flop? Okay, here are the 5 PDFs from January through to May. I've got to get all the data in these PDFs into Excel as fast as I can. So the first thing I'm going to do is open the January PDF. Now this is the data in the January PDF. I'm going to press Ctrl A to select all, Ctrl C to copy it, then head back into Excel and press Ctrl V to paste it. Oh dear, it's all in one column. I can't analyze the data like this. Let's see if we can fix this. I'll head into Data and then I'll try to use text to columns to fix it. Now I want a delimited. I'll click on Next. I think we can do it by space because there's a space between each of these words. Then click on Next, and I think I'll just click on Finish there. But oh no, the date doesn't line up with the date column header. And the store names, says New York and Los Angeles, they're split between different columns. That's no good. And then the products are also split across multiple columns. That's really bad. Oh my goodness, look at the pricing and the quantity. All these numbers, they're just useless like this. Too much of a mess. Time's running out before that meeting with the CEO starts, and it's not looking good. Luckily, I have another idea. In level 1, we're going to try out this brand new thing. I've heard a lot about Microsoft's Copilot and how it's supposed to be amazing, so let's get it to help us out. I'm back in the January PDF. I'm going to select all with Ctrl A, then press Ctrl C to copy. But instead of going back to Excel, I'm going to go into a new Word document and press Ctrl V to paste in this Word document. Now if I scroll down here, there's a button here that says Paste with Copilot. I'm going to click on this drop down and it gives you the option to visualize as a table. So let me click on this. So it says working on it. Oh, there's a table here. It's chugging away and it seems to be working it out. But it's just not fast enough. It's only done a few rows. I don't have time to wait for it to finish the rest of the 150 rows that we've got in the PDF, let alone the other 4 PDFs. So while Microsoft is super excited about Copilot, for now it's not going to meet our needs because it's too slow. And after it's done in Word, we still need to copy the table into Excel and do the same for every other PDF in our folder. So back to the drawing board. Can I find something in Excel to help? We're running out of time before that CEO's meeting. Now, a quick aside before we go on. I'm about to show you a very powerful tool in Excel. And if you want to get good at using this tool, you can download the sample dataset that I use in this video to practice on your own computer. Get it by following the steps in the video description. Then come back to watch the video from level 2. And make sure you watch all the way to the end of level 3 because that way you'll find out exactly how I unlock the full power of this tool. Okay, let's go on. Welcome to level 2. We've already tried to copy and paste our data into Excel with Copilot's help, but that's just not fast enough. Let's look more closely at the Data tab. Earlier we used the Text to Columns feature, but there's a section here called Get and Transform Data. I've got a feeling that this is where we need to look next. Let's click on Get Data. Oh, we got this From File option, and we can choose From PDF. This looks promising. Let me select the January file and click Import. Okay, we get this Navigator window, and it shows 3 tables, 1 on each page, plus 3 pages. I want everything in this folder, so I'm going to right click on it, and then click on Transform Data because I want to check it out before loading it into Excel. And we get this new window called the Power Query Editor. If you've never seen this before, don't worry, it's actually quite easy to use. Like Excel, it's got this ribbon at the top with commands in it. And here in the middle is our data query, which is basically all the items we saw in the Navigator window just now. For our purposes, we only want to keep the tables and not the pages. So let's click on this drop down and deselect page, then click OK. And before I forget what we're trying to do here, let me rename this query. So we'll call it January. But we still can't see the actual data. Where are the rows that we saw in the PDF? Let's look at this column. There's this funny little button on the top right that has 2 arrows pointing in opposite directions. What happens if I click it? Ooh, it's giving me a list of more columns. Let's click on OK. Cool. It now looks like we can see our actual data in these columns. And yes, if you see this, if I scroll to the right, you can see all of the data that was in the PDF is now visible. And while these columns are highlighted in green, it means that we're selecting them. We don't actually need these 3 white columns, so let's right-click on these selected columns and click on Remove Other Columns. And great, that's got rid of everything else that we don't want. But the column headings aren't very helpful at the moment. We can fix that because we see row 1 has the proper column headings, and we want to promote them to become the column headers. Let's do that by clicking on this button and clicking on Use First Row as Headers. That's much better. And now let's get the data back into Excel. How do we do that? It's simple. We just click on this drop down for Close and Load. Then we select Close and Load To. We want the data in a table, and we want to put the table into an existing worksheet. Cell B8 is good, so I'm going to click on OK. And just like that, all our data is inside Excel. I can scroll all the way down to the bottom to verify the last transaction, which is 100,623. Now I'll do one more thing, which is to change the format of this table to one I prefer, and then right click here to set this as a default. We just saw how using the tool called Power Query can do wonders for getting PDF data into Excel, but that's not all it can do, and I'll show you something even more awesome in level 3. But if you're keen to learn Power Query in depth, and it's an awesome skill to have, check out the resource in the video description below. And one more thing while I'm here, at the time I'm recording this video in early 2025, Power Query is only available on desktop versions of Excel, from Excel 2016 up to Excel 365. But I've heard exciting news that it will be making its way to Excel for the web as well. So if you're an Excel for the web user, keep an eye out for when this happens. Okay, coming back to our PDFs, let's not forget that in level 2, we only managed to import the January data. We still have all the other months to do, and time's running out before that meeting with the CEO. Now I guess we could just repeat the process 1 month at a time using Power Query to import each PDF, and it would definitely be faster than copying and pasting by hand or using Copilot. However, there's a genius move that will save us even more time. In fact, I think it's so next level, it's like racing a Formula 1 car against kids' pedal carts. In level 3, we're going to unleash the full might of Power Query. We've done the January PDF. But now we're going to get the data for all of January, February, March, April, and May in one go. Let's click on Get Data and choose From File, but instead of using From PDF, we're going to use From Folder. Now I'll select the Kitchen Sales folder, which contains all the PDFs. And this is going to work because all of my PDFs are in the same folder, and there are no other files in that folder. So we'll click on Open, and this brings up a new window with the contents of the folder in it, plus these 4 buttons down below. Let's select Combine and Transform Data, because that sounds most promising. I'm hoping to combine this data from multiple PDFs before we transform it. Okay, so for Power Query to know how to combine the files, it looks like we need to give it a sample file. By default, it chooses the first file it can find, but I want to select the January file because I think that's a good template to use for the other PDFs. Next, let's click on this folder. It's called Parameter 1, but it's going to be the folder we select from the January file, which has all of the tables and the pages. Then we'll click on OK. That brings us back to the Power Query editor. But notice there are many more queries on this left-hand side. Here's the old January query we created earlier, and there's a new query called Kitchen Sales, which is represented here. But there's also a bunch of helper queries above this. And I'd like to check this file, which is the transform sample file, to make sure it's doing what we want to do. Let's click on the transform sample file. We've got to clean this up so that Power Query knows what to do with all the other PDFs. First, we're going to click on this drop down in the Kind column, and we'll deselect Page to leave only the tables. Then we'll go to the Data column and click on this icon with the 2 arrows pointing in opposite directions. This shows all the columns inside, so we'll click on OK. And now it's loaded all our data, just like in level 2. We want to get rid of these 3 columns on the left, so I'll right-click one of the green columns, which is selected. Then I'll click on Remove Other Columns. And the last step, just like in level 2, is we want to use row 1 as the column headers. So we'll click in the top left and then click on Use First Row as Headers. And we're done here. Let's go back to the main Kitchen Sales query. Ooh, but notice it's got a warning. And it says, Expression error, the column ID of the table wasn't found. That's because we removed the first 3 columns in our sample file, so Power Query can't find them. And let's look at this right-hand side panel. It's called Applied Steps. It shows every step that's been taken in the order that the step's been taken. So the last step is Change Type. Let's go one step before and click on that. So there's no error on this step. There's only an error in the changed type step. We can get rid of it by pressing this red cross here. But I still like to change the data types for our columns. Right now, you can see that there are these data types represented by ABC123, and that's the general data type. Let's click on this data type for transaction ID and change it to a whole number. Now you see that the icon has changed to 123. I'm also going to change the data type here for the date column, and I'll choose date. And so you see this calendar icon represents the date data type. Now we're almost done. Just one more thing to do. This left column here shows the name of the source file. Now you might want to keep it for audit purposes. I'm going to delete it because we already have the transaction ID, and that's enough for me. So we'll right click and choose remove. Now we can close and load to Excel. Click here and select close and load to. We want a table on the existing worksheet for level 3, and cell B8 is fine, otherwise I could choose another cell here, and then I'll click on OK. And just like that, we have all the data from our 5 PDFs inside Excel. Imagine how long it would have taken to do that all by copying and pasting. Oh look, I just got an email and it has next month's PDF in it. Will I have time to process this before that meeting with the CEO? Luckily, Power Query makes it super fast to update. Let's refresh the query for the new file. But first, I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom of the current table to check the transaction ID, which is 101737 in Chicago. And that was on May 31st for some oven mitts. Here's the June PDF. I'm going to move it into the kitchen sales folder. Then heading back into Excel, I can right click on the kitchen sales query and then click on refresh. And it's loaded the data automatically according to the rules we specified earlier. And now, when we scroll all the way down to the bottom, we see the last transaction is now 102000 on June 30th in Seattle for a bamboo steamer. So we got all 6 months of data into Excel, and we still have enough time for some quick analysis before that big CEO meeting. But here's the thing, we only just scratched the surface of what Power Query can do. What if I told you that there's another trick inside Power Query that lets you clean up PDF data in just a few clicks? I'll show you exactly how in my next video. Check it out here.